everyone, and welcome back to Xcanyonn, the place where outdoor adventures and creativity collide. If you're new here, hey, I'm Sophie, and today we're diving into something super exciting, video editing. Now, whether you're capturing your latest hiking trip or just starting your content creator journey, I'm here to break down the basics of editing so you can turn your raw footage into a story that really connects with people. So today's video is all about editing 101. We're going to keep it fun, casual and beginner friendly because I remember when I first started editing, I found it really overwhelming. But trust me, once you actually have the basics down, it does become much easier and honestly really fun. So let's jump right in. So what is video editing? It's more than just cutting clips or adding transitions. It's the process of taking all the footage you filmed and weaving it together to tell a story. It's about creating a mood, evoking emotions, and making sure everything from the visuals to the music flows just right. For example, that amazing hike you captured, editing can make it feel like your audience is right there with you. And that's the beauty and magic of editing, is that you're taking a series of clips and you're making a beautiful story out of it. Let's talk about storytelling through editing. Every video should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Think of it as a mini adventure. Editing helps you shape that structure. Before you even think about editing, let's get organized. Create folders for your raw footage, audio, images, and other assets. It will save you tons of headaches later on. I promise you that. And if you're like me, sometimes you end up with a ton of footage and no idea how to piece it all together. Trust me, we've all been there. But the trick is to organize your footage. I know it sounds really, really boring, and it does, but it really does save so much time later. And once you've done that, take the time to watch through your clips and make notes. Pick out the moments that actually stand out to you. This will help zero in on the best parts of your story. And hey, if you still aren't really sure which the best moments are, that's okay too. It's all about experimenting. You may end up picking a couple of clips and finding later that they don't really sync with your story as much as you'd hoped they would. And that's okay too. Okay, now let's talk software because there are so many different options out there, but don't worry. If you are looking for something beginner friendly, then iMovie and DaVinci Resolve are really, really awesome. If you're looking for something a little bit more pro level, then Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro are the ones for you. Skillshare has some incredible tutorials so you can learn how to use these tools in depth, and I will put a link to their website below. Now that we've got our software sorted, let's dive into some tools. The timeline is where you'll spend most of your time. It's basically your video playground where you can arrange your clips and audio in any way you choose. And then there's the razor, which is my favourite tool because it means you can make precise cuts at any point in your story, which also allows you to craft your story in any shape or form. And you can always cut more out. Sometimes less is more. Next up, transitions. While simple cuts are great for keeping the pace quick, transitions smooth the story out, but you have to be very careful not to overdo it with transitions. It can make it seem quite amateurish, so we want to keep it professional and clean. Audio is just as important. Ensure you keep your dialogue clear and not overpowering. Choose to have a great selection of music that matches your scene and pace. Don't forget that audio and music can help your viewers feel part of your adventure. One of my least favourite parts is actually colour correction, and this is where we make your footage pop. It can make it sunny and bright, or it can be dark and moody, but adjusting the colour, exposure, the contrast can actually really make a difference in the tone of your movie as well. It's also important to note that sometimes colour is lost when you export your footage from your camera into the software. So sometimes even a slight little tweak of a vibrancy or the saturation can also make a massive difference. It is a little bit of a game. You have to play with it. You have to give yourself room to make errors. And sometimes you have to go from one polar extreme to the other. It's all about experimenting and having fun with it. All right, so you've got your cuts done, you've got your transitions done, you've got your audio done, and you've got your color grading done. The next step is to watch it from start to finish. And this is a great opportunity where you can start to catch things. Maybe it could be like a weird audio change. It could be like a cut that doesn't quite match the next clip. And it'll also just give you kind of, the story from a bird's eye perspective as well. Something else I tend to do is throw it over to a family member or a friend, because sometimes fresh eyes can catch things that you potentially have missed. And when you're happy with it, go ahead and export it. Just make sure to choose the right resolution for wherever you're posting, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Editing is where the magic happens. It's where you get to bring your story to life. And the best part is that the more you practice, the better you get. So don't be afraid to experiment and try new things, because it's your unique vision that does set you apart. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more creative tips. If you would like to learn from the pros, then I have added a Skillshare link down below to help you get started on your journey. Thank you for being here, and always remember, go beyond and create within.